I got sorry. I got I came to this island knowing that it was a place of worship for those for many years for Karametra, and that this has been one of the holy grounds for this place. In the past, this is where Karametra has been the most prosperous. Have you not noticed the vast amounts of fruit and vegetables that grow here? We don't have a lot of farming or agriculture from that perspective of like meats and stuff. We have plenty of fish. We have plenty of prosperity. We've lacking of poor. No, I don't know what the proper word is, but there's like poor and weak, basically. Like
the meek.
That's the one. This is like a prosperous place, and it as long as we keep worshipping Karametra here properly on this island, we shall always be prosperous. If we are to stray from that path or the path of any of the gods, they shall strike down with venom. But it is my place to educate, to teach, and to help people worship the gods and to fulfill their needs if they ask. Unfortunately, they've never asked me, like, unless this is my calling. But I do not know yet. I simply pray and worship and hope every day.
If this is your calling, would you allow to join us on the journey to sacrifice the respective stone or gem to the respective god?
He goes, I cannot promise I will have the time, as I have many festival bringings or festival
events
would
to
be
do. More pressing than the end of the world as you know it?
He's like, true, that is a fair point. Here is all here, and he gives you a parchment, and as he hands it to you, it changes from this Latin or Celtic language into pure common, of step by steps of what he's like. Look, keep this on your person at all times. When the time comes, you will know what to do. I will think about what you've said. I will make sure I have I'll have the people in place to do my work if I choose to leave. But I do not believe my mind would be strong enough to go through the trials of a god. I am just a humble servant to comprehend the thoughts, the words, the powers, the torture they could bring. It would just be unknown, unwieldy, should we say.
The manager is not strong enough. Can we go to the CEO?
I'm sorry, Theodore, but can I speak with your manager?
I am. Sorry. I am the head of this place.
Thank you for your time. Can I have the wine to go?
And he goes. The person comes in with the a few. He goes, yes, of course. And he goes, a few minutes passes because you're waiting around a few bit longer. And this person comes in with a jug and a few glasses of wine. I presume you take it and put it into your gourd or whatever the water skin.
I just take the whole jug and just like slowly walks out the way, looking for if Adrian joins me.
You wouldn't happen to have a long range sending spell, would you?
Long range what spell?
A long range sending spell, so we can contact you if necessary without having to return here.
You mean message?
No, that's a short range.
He might do.
I gotta 30 feet.
He might do, but what do like how are you asking? Are you just going, do you have a spell to contact us if needed, or?
Well, you know the prophecy and the rituals, and we don't.
It's like I've told you all I can remember right now. If I have more, I will find you. You said you would be in the slippery nipple. I do not believe there's much more I can tell you except that is Pandora's box, and what you have opened could be the doom of us all.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, he's like, this must. He kind of murmurs. I would have presumed Pandora's spell or Pandora's lock on this box might have been a little stronger.
Not for a first level wizard.
Well, you could get a 22. Don't forget.
And
But yeah, I'm just slowly moving my way out.
With the
Letting
jug
the
in hand.
conversation die. With the jug in my hand. Yeah.
Cool.
are there more of your order around the world?
He's like, well, there's many clerics around the world. There is usually one in every. There's usually at least one settlement like this in every town or city.
Ah, I'm aware of temples, but more of your order. Because there are some temples that are a bit dodgy.
He's like, we all worship the gods. There, some focus on some or others. Then, like we focus on Karametra. Others will do these. These names are
Thassa?
That's the one.
Thassa?
These names are some bullshit. I should have picked an easier. I should have renamed them all.
You
What
should
am I
have picked the
laughing
better
Why don't you just
religion,
call
my
the
guy.
gods like Bob and Fred?
That's what I should have done. That's what I should have done. And like some will worship Morgus more, but we all worship all of the gods. We just focus on one or two, especially in the towns that are most associated with them.
Are they the story of this Panda Ra's box?
He's like, well, possibly, but
Or
no
we
one,
need
no
more
one's
help
ever
with the
seen
third
Pandora's
the
box before.
third ritual. We
Well-
need to find someone to talk to.
You would need to find the color of. We would need to know what. We would need to see the rune or the object, but I'm not even sure about the. Double check color. I'm not even sure about the pink one too much. I would need to. I'm going to go check that, and I will send message to the slippery nipple if I cannot find you, to let you know more once I find that out.
Still needs a long range sending spell.
But you said you're going to be in the slippery nipple. Are you not going to be in the
Well,
slippery nipple?
yes, but at some point we might have to go find the mermaids.
He's like,
At
yes,
long
yes.
range.
And if that is true, I will tell you where they might be and how to find them.
Lovely. Let's go bury the treasure.
Okay. As you just go do that, unless you have anything else you want to ask him, we're gonna go to the gnome who has realized that it's been about 20 minutes. You find all the rabbits. Excuse me. They're playing at Mr. Nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gone, and I'm waiting for the other things to arrive that I sent you a message about.
You sent me. You can describe it on stream so other people know. But you have asked for.
All right. Well, yeah. While you were in the tavern and I was out wandering around, that's when I decided that we were going to give the rabbits to them anyway. I hadn't bothered checking with you. I was just going to do it. So I went to the Carpenters Guild and had them send up loads of lumber to build the like when we first went there, the runs where the rabbits were living. So all of those materials have been sent up to the farm.
So I thought you were. Sorry, I misread that. I thought you were commissioning the hutches to be made. Or are you just commissioning them to send the materials in order to make hutches?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to pay for that, yeah? Or are you going to get Billy to pay for that?
Well,
It's not Billy,
paid for it with
Trevor.
I paid for it with my left hand, and took it back with my right hand.
Do you want to roll sleight of hand, see if you do that? To be a down payment, it's like you don't have to pay a deposit at this stage for the materials.
Where is there?
So the deposit would only be material cost, technically speaking.
Oh, 14 plus 6 is 20.
So you pay them the. I was going to say 69 gold because that's what I rolled in my dice, but no. You pay them 2 gold pieces for materials because they're not just hutches for rabbits. You were trying to build hutches for hares, and there's 12 of them. So there's a lot of material, a lot of nails, a lot of like. And then you're asking them to ship it out rather than make the items and then pick them up. And when they say it'll take them a good bit of like there's a lot of material you want. They said it will take them about a few hours to get that up. You pay them now, but you. So how long do you wait around when they're saying this to you? That's what I'm getting at.
What do you mean?
So
So it
if
was
you're paying,
however.
you're paying them the small amount, the 2 gold for
Yeah.
the deposit, and then they will expect the rest of it on delivery, which is another 3 gold. They want 5 gold for the whole thing, and you want to
Okay.
take it back. So if you wait, my point is, if you wait to take it back are you waiting to take it back when they arrive, or are you going to take it back before you leave? And if you're going to wait around for 10 or so minutes while they sort that out, I just want to know roughly how you take it. Like, you're taking it back, you've got a high enough roll. I'm just want to know which.
Yeah, well, I'll take it back. I take it back. Like, so who's bringing it? Just some.
He's going to send up people later on. He's like
just
writing it in the book.
peons?
Yeah, well, you went to the carpenters and see someone said
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. My
and-
point is, if I can just convince them that I've already paid it in full. So in fact, I will pay it in full because I have every intention of just taking it back. So I'll pay it in full,
Okay.
and they'll think, this is really good.
Yeah, and when he goes off
then-
to go out, make sure he has the supplies, you steal it back.
Well, I don't steal it back. I liberate it. Stealing's such a mean word.
It's stealing. Anyway, they don't realize it's gone.
I liberated the wine.
Yeah, it was in such peril, and so was the wood. You liberate things that are in danger. Anyway, they say it'll be a few hours. They will send it up. You tell them it's going to Trevor's house. They know who Trevor is. No problem. But they say it's going to take a few hours to get it all there, and they're going to cut it into more manageable sizes to carry, and so that it'll be quicker for them to build. But they're just supplying the material.
Yeah, and then when it gets there, I'll just tell them that here's the stuff. Like, I'm not going to build it, obviously.
Yeah.
They're going to build it.
Okay, you want to... Okay, well, if you want to build again, it's going to cost you more. That's what I was asking. You asked them to just supply the material, or do you want them to build everything as well?
Yeah, when they get there, they're going to build it.
Okay, well, that would have cost you 10 gold. But either way, you steal it back, so it makes no difference. Yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They said they'll be able to supply the material today, but it will take them a few days to get the time to make it. You're not the highest on their priority list. They've got bigger orders, especially with harvest. People want different, like, stalls made, this, that, and the other, but they will supply the material today.
Okay.
And then so you do that while you're outside. So they've all the two of them went to the temple. You're now heading back to the rabbits. You're hanging around for 20 or so minutes. The 2 lads didn't come back to camp yet. What are you doing?
I'm just playing with the rabbits.
Actually, didn't you say you got bored and you went to do something?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So I got bored waiting at the edge of town, and I pinned a note to the tree to tell them guys where I've gone, and I've headed back to the forest.
Okay. What are you doing in the forest?
Yeah.
Yep. What are you doing in the forest? Yep. Fine. What are you doing in the forest?
Well, I've just gone back to the rabbits and stuff, and I see that Mr. Nuts is playing with the rabbits, and I'm like making sure that all the rabbits are still there, etc., etc.
Okay. You're just gonna hang around and wait for the 2 lads?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick back, chill out, and semi kind of like listen out for any of those mysterious noises again.
Okay.
Not like making a point of it, but just being aware of where I am, sort of thing.
You want an alert?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. We're not really much of a stalemate, but the 2 lads are gonna head back to camp. Do you want to end here, or do you want to keep going for another half an hour or so?
I mean,
And
Good
then,
when here.
Because you're in,
personally, it could be fine just ending it here. Although just making a small little note of like getting to camp and talking
Yeah.
would probably also be a good point to end on.
yeah. If you just want to have a communication, share all your notes as a group at camp. We can say it's dinner time, even late evening-ish in the day.
what's for dinner? Rabbit pie.
With some
Aren't
hairs.
your character didn't eat rabbits?
He's a vegetarian.
Yeah, I don't eat rabbit.
All the more for me then.
Yeah. So the 2 Adran and Ibros, you get to camp.
Yep.
You see that Talon. Well, the gnome is there.
The first thing I do is go back and like get my rope back onto my backpack.
I have a very strong feeling that I just want to double check this. Gnome, did you cut the rope in any way? Because you noticed that Mr. Nuts wasn't really able to take off the rope. He got like 1 or 2 hairs out, but he wasn't able to get it out off. I presume that you've got 20 minutes to kill. You freed up all the rabbits, but did you cut the
Yeah,
rope?
I just untied them. No,
Okay.
unless the knots were too
No.
tough for me to open.
No, that's fair enough. I just wanted to make sure that you didn't damage it on purpose and blame it on the rabbits. That's fine. Yeah, no, you put your rope back in your bag. No better.
Yep. But other than that, I mean, I share the knowledge that we've opened Pandora's box and that we indeed are about a good 200 years before our time.
That
And-
third gem.
And that the 3 gems we have combined should be our gate home if we can, what's it called, sacrifice them to the right gods at the right time
To bury our treasure.
to bury our treasure. True.
You wouldn't happen to have the purple one, would you?
He does have the purple one on him, yeah.
I do.
But he's never shared that with Theodore.
No, we didn't.
And also that the first one, which is the orange one, has to be buried near the tree or at the tree where we first entered the cave, before the night or during the day to the night of the festival.
Do you tell him about the hallucination stuff?
At least, yeah. Well, why not? At this point, I might as well try and trust him just a bit. So I tell him that they're harvest gems, but they're not really gems, as seeds that can be of any fortune or wealth. We have to sacrifice or bury one at the origin on the day, water it with nectar of honey and blood of sacrifice. And that what we see is not real. It might feel real, but it isn't real, basically. And that's about what I have for now. Unless if we magically can find a red or a maroon one, in that case we have to go to the God of Victory or Ebrus, the God of Death.
Yeah, there was lots of. Yeah, there could be there's as you know there is. I'll double check the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 or so gods. So like there could like that's what basically
and you
we're getting
haven't
from
given me
Theodore.
15 colors? Like, come on, what kind of DM are you?
Yeah, I've prepared one. But that's basically what he was implying, that depending on
Yeah.
the color could relate to a different thing, and he's not even sure. He knows the orange, like this is the island of the god of harvest. So it'd be very odd, or it's not that it would be very odd. It'd be he knows orange. Boom, that's the color because it's what he studies every day. He has a feeling that it's the god of sea. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
So he's going to try and contact you about that in the slippery nipple.
Yes. And that is about where we are now.
Yep.
And then do you have anything to add? Looking at either Adrian or the gnome.
We're gonna need that third gem.
I'm not quite sure I want to part with it at the moment. I mean, you have to tell me more. Tell me why. What's like? How much have you told me about why you need it?
It
What-
all.
Have you told me everything that they've told you, or have you kind of given
basically.
me?
Basically.
Theodore and the priest said if we didn't return them to the right places, then the world as we know it would end.
There is nothing that
We
I
wouldn't be able to get
have,
back
like,
to where
left
we
out.
came from.
Intentionally, at least. So yeah, you should have all the knowledge that we've gained.
Okay, yeah. Well,
He could sense that we're not from here.
I take it out of the pack, but as I go to give it to you, Mr. Nuts tries to stop me, and he's like, he doesn't want to let it go.
It's like a little nut.
But yeah, you take it, obviously.
Well, Scrat, we can get you another nut.
Someone, you give him a little pebble that's roughly the same size, even though it's a massive ass gem. Yeah.
Get you a nice big acorn.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
an
boy.
acorn.
So we're gonna end it here. Let me just swap screens really quickly. But you've shared all your knowledge, and now I'm going to give you some very quickly when we turn off the stream. I'm gonna give you just a tiny bit of information. But yeah, you're at camp. It's turning into evening-ish. It's still like it's just after afternoon. It's lunchtime-ish. Presume you're gonna eat in a while. You're gonna set up a little bit more of a camp. You're gonna have a plan. You did tell Billy you would come back that today at some point with the rabbits that you were selling to him. But whether or not you do or not, up to you. Just in case you forgot that.
Oh, what? It's been the whole day. Like
No,
it's
it's lunch. It's just after lunch this time. It's been a couple hours because it's
Yeah,
an hour
no,
later.
I haven't forgot. I haven't forgot. But
Yeah.
yeah, I figured we'd settle, rest up, because
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna take all the rabbits and say.
Yeah, you're still waiting on this material to be sent and all that.
Exactly.
So, but I'm just reminding you now in
rabbit
case in 2 weeks you forget or a week you forget. But yeah.
Yeah, but a gnome. Am I a gnome? Yeah, a gnome never forgets. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, interesting evening. A lot of learning, a lot of figuring out what the hell's going on. Not a lot of combat, but hopefully, to me, like for me personally, when I play, I like 1 or 2 weeks like this to caveat a lot more combat or a lot more meaningful combat moving forward. But that's me. We can discuss that afterwards anyway. But yeah, that's today. Thanks for coming along. We'll do our usual sign off. Funky, do you want to plug anything, especially your events coming up?
I'll be painting tomorrow on stream on Twitch at twitch.com/FunkeeMunkee. Obviously, I'll be painting some Star Wars figures. And then in a couple of weeks, we have that really awesome Dwarfheim stream I was talking about. We've got some cool stuff to give away. We're going to be on their Steam page, so hopefully we'll get a lot of visibility there, and we'll have some fun, and we'll have a lot of people coming and asking questions. And I think you guys are going to be joining me, aren't you, for some custom games?
Yes, I definitely am.
If allowed, then yeah.
Why wouldn't you be allowed?
I don't know.
Depends how many times you tie the rabbits up. Yeah, so that's that. But look out for more information. There'll be information up regularly on my streams throughout the next 2 weeks. I'll put stuff on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, all the usual social media places that you know me from. So yeah.
Cool.
It'll be good.
Yeah. Vulcan, anything you want to plug?
Not an awful lot. I'm streaming some more game development next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, where I will be implementing some of the feedback gained from the latest playtest on Wednesday. So if you're at all interested in game development or watching someone make a penguin racing game sounds mildly interesting, then you are more than welcome to tune in. Twitch.tv/Vulcanstorm with an underscore at the end. Yeah, on Tuesdays and Mondays and Thursdays. That.
And the usual 5 to 8, but generally longer.
It should be 5 to 8. Might be a bit longer. Depends on what else I've got on.
But yeah, it's generally longer because you're always like, oh, I'm getting off in 10 minutes, and then an hour and a half later, you're still on troubleshooting one thing. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And
That's just basic
plugs.
Vulcan.
and Sola, anything you want to plug?
I mean, tomorrow at some point, hopefully midday-ish, maybe a bit later in the afternoon, I will be playing a head-tossing game called Helheim Hassel, which is this adventure puzzle game with a narrative that should be somewhat as annoying and pleasing as what's the game? Manual Samuel. Hoping to not only play it but also provide some kind of useful feedback, or at least see if I can get some kind of good value out of playing the game.
Yeah, sounds good. Like one thing for anyone who doesn't watch Solo stream, he makes after he finishes the game, he does like an Excel spreadsheet of things he liked, things he didn't like, things that he thinks are odd. He makes notes throughout the game, and he gives general good feedback to someone who's even interested in game development. Because I know when I talk to another guy called Jack, you get a lot of interesting insights to things that I play a lot of games that I don't think about, like why something is fun or why something isn't fun. And you get like a lot of different mindsets of, you know, when something's just a good game and you're like, why is that good and this one's bad? Like racing games, for instance. I know Vulcan's making a racing game, but some games are really, really good and some games are just awful, but they're basically the same. And it's those little things, and you do point out a lot of them, and you look for a lot of exploits, which is something a lot of developers don't look at, which is very interesting.
Yeah, and then it's just the when developers sit with their game, they only really sit with their game, which means they quickly get stuck in the feeling of their own game.
Yeah.
Where what new people can provide is exactly that new feeling of how to play the game, what it's like to see the game for the first time, and just documenting that is also very valuable for developers.
I don't know if you've ever seen the really, really, really stellar movie, 50 First Dates, but there's a scene in that where they're in like a cafe, and I think it's the main male character, sees this girl who he ends up going on the 50 dates with. That's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
But he's there, like she's making some sort of like structure out of pancakes, and he takes up a toothpick and puts it into the back of the pancakes, and it finishes the model that she was trying to make, because he was able to take this outside perspective and look in and fix the problem because he didn't know what else they did before. And it's kind of that sort of aspect of testing you do.
Totally.
But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to get off now. I'll be hanging around, probably Discord if anyone wants to talk or anything like that for the next while. But yeah, thanks for everyone watching, and I'm on tomorrow, Sunday, Wednesday, and back here next Friday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.